I'm now in the VidVersity platform, and I'm going to just take you through the options that are available to you for interactive editions. Firstly, questions. Now, questions are ideal if you're creating induction material or any sort of mandatory training where you need the learner to answer questions, and you can actually make these mandatory. It's also a great way to check that the learner is engaged and understanding what's going on, because they will need to stop and actually complete the answers to proceed. We'll take you through this in detail next week, but let me just show you the options available so you can have a little think about whether this is suitable for the material you're building in this workshop. Firstly, true or false. Very simple, true or false question and answer. A radio is a multi-choice question with only one correct answer. You also have checkbox, which is the same but with more than one answer correct. And finally, fill in the blanks, which is a great new feature that works like this. Today is blank and the weather is blank. And you can set the answers in the creation stage. The next interactive option is resources. One of my favourites. You can add a URL link to a website, which is great for further reading or particular evidence that you want to attach to the material that you're presenting. You can also attach a file. So in this instance, we've asked you to go to the resources tab and download the workshop handbook or link to the Google Doc. That all falls within the resources tab. That can pop up during the progress of the learner's journey through the course, or it can just be added as a resource that they can go to if they wish. So have a think about that. Web links and documents. Notes are not so relevant at this stage, but are great when you're actually building and when you're editing and updating content. A note is really just a little pop-up as the learner progresses. It's ideal if you might like to flag a change to the material but are not ready to edit at this stage. For example, a change to legislation coming up. If I was creating material about JobKeeper, I might like to say, on this date, there'll be some changes and we'll be adding an additional chapter. That's just an example of the application of notes. Slides, PowerPoint slides are so important to VidVersity. We're going to dedicate a chapter to this, to follow this one on how to create slides and how to add them. It's a really key part of making your course look professional. You will include something like a title slide, author bios, perhaps some learning outcomes, and it's worthwhile creating a template that you can use to make creation easy and smooth and to create a consistency of outcome. So we'll go on to show you a little bit more about slide creation in a moment. But finally, subtitle and annotation may also use PowerPoint slides. In this case, they will pop up while the video continues to run. So a great way to add a little bit of interest to the flow of the course rather than just a talking head for a long time, or something to illustrate and help the learner. You can also add annotations and pop-ups to a part of the screen, the corners here, and the subtitle at the top or the bottom is ideal for giving some information about the speaker. So there are your options there, and we'll head on now to have a look at PowerPoints, and then you'll be given your task for next week.